Hey guys, it's Leo, and in this video I want to talk about the magical girl anime shows that are starting in 2019 winter anime season. So they're starting this month, or actually next month, because, well, in this video I'm obviously not going to talk about Star Twinkle Purikura, which is the biggest magical girl show of this season. And to be honest, I really believe it's going to be the magical girl show of the year. In this year, we might be getting Sailor Moon Crystal Season 4. I don't know. I have no idea what Toei is doing, but at least some news we're getting. I mean, we need to get something, okay? Toei Animation, come on. We need Sailor Moon. But even if the fourth season, the movies, are arriving this year with Sailor Moon Crystal, Star Twinkle probably be the biggest magical girl show of this year, at least. But it's always nice to take a look at other shows. It's always nice to look at other things that are airing. Some of them might be good. I don't think those two are going to be that great, but you know, it's always worth taking a look. The first one I want to talk about is called Pastel Memories. This show is centered on a future fictional Akihabara. And if you don't know, Akihabara is a place in Japan in which there is a big concentration of otaku culture. But in this show, otaku culture has declined. No one really pays attention to it anymore. But the girls who work at this shop, they love otaku culture. They are otaku themselves. And this show is based on a smartphone game in which you play as the manager, I think, of this shop. And you know, you have the help of all of those girls to make the otaku culture rise again. So they go after people that were otaku before and they lost their memories of being otaku, and they try to revive that somehow. The first episode of Pastel Memories is already out. I haven't watched it. I just skipped right through it to see if it was actually a magical girl show. And I haven't found anything. But if you watch the trailer of Pastel Memories, there is a scene in which the girls transform. So those girls, they do this little transformation. They get weapons, they get different costumes and very colorful costumes. And so I don't know if it's going to be a recurring thing, but you know, I just wanted to bring this to this video because it might end up being a magical girl show. I don't know. And it's kind of hard to say what is and what isn't a magical girl show nowadays, because like last year we had Mahou Shoujo Site, which has like Mahou Shoujo as its name, and you know, the concept of the characters was actually you know, being magical girls, but there wasn't really much of at least of the current magical girl thing going on. You know, they didn't really need to transform, they didn't change their costumes, they just used weapons. And even men could use weapons, you know, like a girl. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I'm just saying that nowadays it's hard to categorize what is and what isn't a magical girl show. If we go way back into the magical girl genre, way back, we didn't have transformations, you know, we just had girls that had magical powers like witches, and they used magic, you know, and that was considered a magical girl. And so, I don't know, maybe this one might be considered as well if we look at actually having those transformations, but I don't know. It might even be like a story, like an arc of this anime, maybe like bringing, they need to take an otaku memory back. And we all know, otaku, there is a very big niche of the otaku market that loves magical girls. So, you know, they might find a person who was a magical girl otaku and they want to revive their memories. So they need to become magical girls. So to have that person, that might be it. And they might not actually be magical girls. This is a show that is going to have 12 episodes done by a studio called Project Number 9. This studio did shows like Rokyubu and Netoge. I haven't watched those shows and I'm not really interested in the style of anime this studio does. But Pastel Memories looks like a very cute show with very cute and bright colors, very cute and kind of charismatic characters. But there seems to be a little bit of focus on fan service. I feel like from every character I saw, there was kind of like a little emphasis on their breasts. They all look really big, you know, for the age of those girls. I mean, there are some ecchi anime that go all the way, and it's not the case with Pastel Memories. But you know, the type of shows that I'm used to watching are not like this. So I feel like, oh my god, they're really going for that in this particular case. But I don't know, the quality of the product doesn't really seem that good, at least from this first episode. As I said, I didn't watch it, I didn't sit down and watch the whole thing, but from what I've seen when I was skipping the episode, I don't think the quality is like, wow. If you watched the first episode, please leave a comment and tell me, what did you think of it? Do you think it's going to have magical girl elements in this show or not? The other show I want to talk about is called Mahou Shoujo Tokushusen Asuka, or Mahou Shoujo Special Operations Asuka, Spec-Ops Asuka. I don't really know how what is the official translation, because it's airing on Crunchyroll, so it's an easy way to watch this magical girl. So this is probably going to be a magical girl show. I mean, there is a magical girl on its name and on its synopsis, on the trailers and everything. So yes, this is guaranteed magical girl show, but it's not a magical girl that we Precure fans are used to. I mean, we might be used to them by watching other shows, but they're very different from Precure. This one seems to bring the grisly dark world in which the magical girls, they suffer a lot. They go through lots of hardships and they break their souls by fighting and by giving them their all. And well, this seems to be a thing. This seems to be a trend for quite a while. I think Madoka brought it back with full force, and now lots, not now, but you know, it's been some years that lots of studios are doing those kind of shows. And you know, it's not my cup of tea, but I think that some of them end up being really good, like Mahoiku and even Mahou Shoujo Site. You know, I really liked both of those shows, and they really follow this style of story. And in this anime, we have a world in which monsters from a dark world, from the world of the dead, appear and they start attacking humanity. They're called Dizas, and it's interesting because this pronunciation is really close to Jesus in English. So is there a relationship? I don't know. But I find interesting when we have shows with Christianity involved. They really make good symbolism. You know, I'm a Madonna fan, sorry. So we have those monsters invading the earth and they start attacking humanity, and we as humans, we have lots of weapons, but none of those weapons work against those monsters, you know. So we have like weapons of war, nothing works against them. But it seems that there was a trade between us and this dark world, and I don't know how someone got to do this trade, but it gave power to girls, and they were able to turn into magical girls and fight against those monsters. And they defeated them, and so Earth was peaceful again. But obviously this left scars on those girls, emotionally and physically. And our main girl, Asuka, she, at least from the trailer, she seems to be a very cold and stoic girl. But right at the start of the story, she makes friends and she starts opening up, you know, she starts being happy again. She starts living life as a normal teenager. But those monsters, they start attacking again, they appear again, and they, you know, they start wreaking havoc in humanity. So those girls are called back to fight. But Asuka, it seems that she's not really open to fighting again, because she probably suffered a lot in the past. But now that she made friends, she has a reason to want to fight. So she's probably going to turn into a magical girl again, and she's going to fight again. I think this premise is nice, but from the trailers, I think that this anime, it has a pure production when it comes to the human part, the civilian parts. it looked like an anime from the early 2000s. It looked like Kanon. I don't even know how to pronounce that, from Clannad. Do you guys know what I am talking about? It looks like that to me. And it looks like the production, at least in this part, it's very cheap. It's very cheap, but when it comes to the magical girl actions, you know, the magical girl action, it gets way better. It gets way better, you know, the designs, the effects, everything seems really nice, and it seems that this anime is going to focus a lot on action. But one thing I didn't really like when I watched the trailer was the usage of weapons, you know, like guns. And I don't know, I feel I don't like guns at all. And you know, it seems that a person got crazy, probably affected by those monsters that invaded Earth, and he started, you know, shooting at everybody, and then Asuka came and saved everyone. I don't know. I know it's not going to be like the main villains, and it seems that there were like big monsters that they're going to fight against. And I hope that like those humans being controlled are used only at the start, and we have monsters for them to fight later on. So Asuka is the main character, but it seems that there's a group called the Magical Five, who were the 5 girls that saved humanity from the first time, and they are probably gonna have to come back again. This seems to be a show full of drama, full of violence, full of suffering, but I really liked the theme song that played in the trailer. The theme song was good. It was good. And I don't know, I'm going to watch this one. I'm really curious to follow this one, and I'm probably going to like it in one point or another. But you know, it didn't really make me that excited, but it's the closest we're getting to a Mahou Shoujo this season, probably. There are other shows in winter 2019 that are protagonized, is that a word in English? That have girls as protagonists and even fighters as protagonists, you know, girls that fight. But I don't think any of the other ones are magical girl shows. But you know, I'm gonna take a look at them. Maybe they have some magical girl elements, and I'm gonna bring them to a future video on the channel. Apart from that, it seems that there are like big promises in this season, like the Promised Neverland. I'm sorry for the usage of the promised word. But the Promised Neverland seems to be like a big thing this season. I watched the first episode and I really liked it. I think that it's another thing that it's like a strong point in Japan. You know, children being thrown in the middle of a very powerful action, and they need to save themselves without the help of anybody. Like Maiden Abyss and now Promised Neverland. But I really liked this show. It felt surprising, even though I'm old enough to actually kind of know bad things are coming. I mean, this show, we know bad things were coming, but I never really expected that outcome. And you know, I really enjoyed this first episode. I think it's going to be a great show. And I don't know, I think that there are lots of other shows to follow in 2019, and you know, I'm most excited about Star Twinkle. And Friday is coming, another countdown is also coming, and I'm very excited to do that one, countdown number 4. Oh my god, I'm very excited. But I want to hear from you. Are you going to watch Pastel Memories or Tokushu-sen, I don't know, Magical Girl, Spec-Ops, Asuka? Are you going to watch any of those shows? Or which shows in winter 2019 are you watching? If you have good recommendations, even if they're not magical girl shows, please leave a comment and I might take a look at them, because I'm now watching Aikatsu Friends and I'm loving it. But you know, there's always room for more. Anyways guys, that was it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!